Hello, today we tell a story of the disappearance of the Brown family. A mother and her children have remained missing persons for over 35 years despite a man confessing to their murders. In the summer of 1985, the Brown family vanished without a trace. Father James Michael Brown, 35, and mother Caroline Brown, 27, of Point St. Lucie, Florida, were both employed as teachers and were the parents of 3 children. 10-year-old Shaquita Brown, 6-year-old Barry Brown, and 2-year-old Brandon Brown. The last time Caroline's mother, Rosa Walker, had contact with them was on July 4th, but when she could not reach them for weeks, she called authorities in August to report them missing. Rosa lived about 5 hours away from the family of 5 in Tallahassee and spoke with her daughter at least once a week. Those calls abruptly stopped, and it was determined by authorities that the Browns went missing sometime in mid-July. When police visited the Browns' residence, they found a perplexing scene. It looks as if they all just stopped their lives and vanished. Reports state there were food still sitting on the stove and on a dining room table, and it did not look as if any of their clothes had been taken. One of the rooms had even been painted, and Caroline's purse was found at the home where her identification cut into pieces. There was no sign of a struggle having taken place. At the onset of the investigation, police wasn't necessarily treating this as a missing persons case. They reportedly did not believe that there was foul play involved in the family disappearance. However, things began to change after neither James nor Caroline returned to work that school year. In 1984, James was suspended from his teaching job at London Park Middle School after reportedly pleading no contest to charges that he beat Shaquita with a leather strap. However, he was expected to return to his position. Later, James began making phone calls to friends and relatives. He was said to have contacted Caroline's sister to let her know that if she wanted to, she could take everything from the family's home. When asked about the family whereabouts, he reportedly told her that they were out there, but did not specify what that meant. A friend told authorities that James called him and said that he was working a job overseas and had his young sons Barry and Brandon with him. The friend questioned James about Caroline and Shaquita Brown, but he did not give a solid answer about their locations. Investigators later tracked down one of the family vehicles at an auto repair shop, but the other remains missing. While inspecting the Browns' residence, police also found that the newly painted room covered up areas where blood was found. Weeks after his family went missing, James was located at a hospital in Savannah, Georgia. He reportedly admitted himself under the name Demetrius Jones after suffering a gunshot wound to the head. He would finally reveal his identity after admitting that he murdered his family and attempted to kill himself. James would go on to detail how he took the lives of his wife and children. Caroline was sleeping with 2-year-old Brandon beside of her when James shot his wife and smothered his son with a pillow on July 14th. He claimed he traveled about an hour away to Palm Beach County to dispose of their bodies. He said he then took the 10-year-old Shaquita and 6-year-old Barry about 4 hours away to Georgia on July 17th and then killed them alongside Interstate 95. James admitted to shooting Shaquita in the face and Barry in the head. He claimed he left their remains somewhere along the same highway. James was charged and tried for the murder of Caroline and Shaquita Brown in 1985, but he was ultimately acquitted on the grounds of insanity after being diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. James reportedly suffered from hallucinations, including having visions and hearing voices that were not there. He did not face charges for the death of his sons, but he was admitted to a mental facility before he transitioned to a halfway house in 1996. The following year, James was a free man who was back into society. But in 2005, he was jailed over a robbery where he reportedly threatened the life of a bank employee. Meanwhile, investigators combed through the area where James claimed he disposed of his wife and children's remains, but did not turn up any evidence. Caroline, Shaquita, Barry, and Brandon Brown remain missing persons. I also forgot to mention that James was never charged with Brandon's or Barry's homicide either, as authorities was not certain of the location of the presumed murders. They also believed that James lied about where he disposed of the bodies. Anyone with any information about this case is urged to contact Florida Department of Law Enforcement at 888-356-4774. Please share this story about the Brown family disappearance. Their lives matters.